because people want tools, right? So what can we do about it? First and foremost, self-fulfilling prophecies. I don't know if I've ever spoken about these before.
Yep.
But imagine that you walk into a room. Let's take health and safety and put it aside for a second.
Yep.
And we'll think of another subject that everyone can ponder on.
Yep.
So we'll go leadership. There we go.
Great.
So I walk into a room full of leaders. You walk into a room full of leaders. And I am intimidated as a facilitator trainer.
Yep.
Cool. So I then go, and they are leaders. And they're going, and you see it, right? You walk into the room, that happens, you get this terrible intro from someone. Matt's here to tell you all about leadership to make you better leaders, which means that you're not good leaders right now. Nice frame, you rock in, you go, you see their response, it makes you anxious, you then go authority, and their arms tighten a bit more. And the self-fulfilling prophecy starts to occur that you read into them that they are resistant learners, and you push more authority, and you start to pick people out. Like, you tell me about it at a time when, and they're like, oh, sorry. And they're now shrinking and scared of you because you've demonstrated your power, and now no one will ever challenge you. And the next time you go into a room, now you're prepared. Now you know what to do. Overpower everyone, dominate them. The self-fulfilling prophecy is that going into a room and it's like, why do I always have resistant learners? Look in the mirror.
Yeah. Again, it comes back to that putting the ego to the side, being prepared to develop emotional intelligence, which is always been deemed as a nice to have, but actually in this day and age is an essential skill to have. And thanks for sharing that, because that was something I wanted to touch on, because for a lot of the audience, they'll be either in or moving into that leadership role. And so again, it's kind of something that we don't necessarily hear much about, or even really trained in actually how to be a successful leader. We're just left to assume or to think back to past experiences, schools, parents, which, let's face it, has been a disaster. And so it's how do we break down that mold? And you're totally right. It's being brave enough to recognize that there is the knowledge and the answers are sitting in the room.
That's the first step, right? Is just let go of that sense of control. Because with humans, you don't have control. Right. And then do things differently. So the way that you right from the outset of how you open a workshop, all of that type of stuff, you have control over all of that. The way you do it is different, will be different.
So powerful.
It is powerful, right? But it's when you first learnt it, it's challenging because it's like, I don't know how this is going to go, right? And you're a little bit nervous about it, but it's like, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. So there needs to be a change, and it would be incremental little things. What's something little and different that I can do? But we went through that period where we had, activity-based learning, and all of a sudden everyone needed a cush ball.